What up, Tank?
Hey, what up, Cole, man?
What's going on, man?
Man. What a week, man.
What a week. I feel like, boy, my perm gonna fall out of this, boy, for real. It's gonna leave my hat. All this stuff going on here, boy. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, man. My shit might start growing, man.
He said he gonna get the HRA, gonna have a line up soon.
Yeah,
boy.
man.
Have a hairline.
Some Beijing or something, goddamn.
Buzzing news, man.
Hey, what's up, man?
That cop, black dude, killed the cop.
Yeah, man. Big deal.
Yeah, it's you know,
Hey,
I don't want to feel like that I'm against my own people, but I'm rational and I'm right, and I don't have kids, so I can't really relate, but I do understand his pain. But the thing that got me the most about that is that he killed a cop, didn't have nothing to do with it. That's the thing that kind of got me. Like, it's the deputy was retired. He was doing the traffic job. He don't have no, and yes, that's his people, but he didn't have nothing to do with that. He didn't have anything to do with that.
Well, I look at it like this, man. As a father of a black child, period, I'm of the old school. You know what I'm saying? I come from an eye for an eye. You know what I'm saying?
But that's not the person that killed his son. And we can fight this, but it's like they're gonna make an example out of him. And I say that because you know, America love their cops.
yeah, but that's one thing you gotta take, man. When it's somebody take your blood, your seed that came from you shot him over there to the mama. You know what I'm saying? Like man, like I would have done the same thing, and just for my kids' sake, because I'm not thinking about no law, or
but you just, it's like you're not killing the right person if you're gonna do it. You killing as somebody that's a part of that system. Yeah, you can't attack every because you don't know what type of cop they were. That might have been a good cop that they killed, or a good deputy.
That kid was a good kid that they killed.
Not necessarily, because in the report they said that the vehicle was stolen and they thought he had a gun on him, which he did have he had possession, but he didn't point the gun at the cop.
Oh,
so they from hearsay he did, but it was still tracked because the dude never pointed the gun at the cop by any means, and he shot an innocent kid. So I'm not justifying that the cop was wrong. He should be charged for that. I'm not taking that. But now they're going to bypass that and look at this man killing an innocent cop.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to explain.
But they always trying to pin a gun on a kid, on somebody. What's wrong with carrying a gun? It's not illegal.
No, I'm not justifying that. What was right in the situation? The situation was wrong 100%. I'm not taking up for that. I'm just looking at it from a rational law standpoint. They're going to look at it as he had possession of a gun. He didn't have a gun. Right. He shot an innocent kid.
Right.
But you come and kill an officer that didn't have nothing to do with that.
Okay, but
you saw to come out if you shot the officer that killed your son, I can be more like, okay, I can agree with that. I can side with that. But you killed a retired deputy that didn't have nothing to do with that case.
Okay, but the officer killed the kid that he didn't have to kill.
I understand that. But just think about you can't. That's what I'm trying to explain to you as people, as black people especially. You cannot fight the law with the law. Because the law is made to protect themselves. Right. So if a law breaks a law, they're gonna have something to cover that up. Right. That's what the laws are made for. The laws are not built to benefit black people at all. 100%.
But that's why you don't go to the court system and use one of their attorneys. You know
but he didn't do that though. He went and killed a cop that was doing that routine traffic stop, and then on top of that, it was intentional because he was riding around doing it. It wasn't like boom, I hit him. They gonna look at all that in the court, dude.
Yeah, but he mentally he's not there. That the father is spiritually gone. Once they took his son out, that's what you're not understanding. He don't care about what they do to him at this point.
Well, no, it's not about that, but it's just about I'm pretty sure he don't care about his consequences. Right. That's not what I'm arguing. But you're arguing the fact that he did what was right. I can't.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that because he killed the dude, it was right. What I'm saying is, he did what he had to do for his child.
Understood.
Sometimes you can't get the person that you wanted to get, so you got to get somebody.
Well, you just can't randomly go kill a cop though even though they work for that system.
Right.
That's just like, okay, that's just like this. Just like if you work at a job, right?
All right,
and a particular manager fire you. That particular manager fire you for a personal reason.
Right.
You go take revenge out on another manager that worked for the company.
And
that
you
same
should.
company. Hold on. But that don't have nothing to do with the manager you had beef with. You cannot do that. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
All right, let me tell you this.
And that's why as people, you got to understand, you just can't attack the person that worked for the organization. Attack the one that did that. They're not going to be more relatable.
All right, so I'm going to tell you this. See, when I grew up, slapping was in. When you grew up in the 80s and 90s, slapping was a thing, right? And I remember I couldn't get the person that I wanted to slap. I had went and got somebody I knew him, stayed in the same neighborhood.
If you have that mentality, you're going to always lose. Always.
Oh, I ain't lose. I was like, you know, little Mike. Yeah, I know little Kapow. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, what you do that
But
for?
what I'm trying to tell you, they're going to make an example out of him, out of Rodney Hinton. That's his name, Ronty and Ryan. R.I.P. to Ryan Hinton, his son. It was unjustified. They got a civil suit against his family. They should file a civil suit. They should file a civil suit. That's the only thing they got. When him killing that cop, that didn't have nothing to do with that. They're going to look at that and they're going to use that for leverage.
Right, but
they're not going to care about him his son getting shot on that camera. Right. At this point, they looking like, shoot, that's one of our own that you innocently killed. And I'm just telling you how the law works. Dude.
Right. I hear what you're saying, but the cops move as gangs too. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So sometime another cop got to step in and say, okay, that was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Why they keep killing?
But they're not going to do that because
it's
a brotherhood, it's a union.
Right.
They're not going to do that.
Right.
But you see, black people kind of quit thinking with emotion, and that's exactly what that.
Nah, I'm not emotional.
No, you're not.
Okay.
No, I said black people. I didn't say you directly. Right. His dad killed that cop with emotion because he lost his son. I understood, but you cannot think with emotion like that. You can't. You have to use this.
Hey, as a father.
Well, they're going to make an example out of him, and black people going to be like, well, we going to fight our rights.
But sometimes you got to stop that tap dancing.
But that's not the way. That's not the way to doing things. If you want to stop tap dancing, first of all, we need to respect and love each other as a community. And we don't agree with that. We don't do that. We don't do that. So you cannot sit there and say an incident. Oh hell no! The system all fucked us. No, you can't do that.
Listen,
that's thinking with emotion, dude.
Listen. The thing is, okay, we need cops and stuff like that. We do
100%.
But then the cops also gotta move in a certain way as well.
Like, no, they have to be accountable.
Because you got some good cops.
No. They have to, of course, 100%.
For the bad ones, the good cops got to stand up against the bad because it just don't look right.
They're not going to do that. You're not going to have a lot of cops that take up for a bad cop. You're not going to have that.
But some got to change because you still killing innocent kids. It's okay for a kid to have a gun. When I grew up, if I send my son to a range and get him through the correct classes to take and stuff like that.
I'm not justifying nothing you're saying. I'm not justifying.
Cops want to kill my son because he got a gun.
I'm not justifying that carrying a gun for protection. I'm not justifying any of that. But you got to quit thinking with emotion. You have to.
Yeah, but if you got a kid, that's hard to say. You can't tell a person that have a kid.
I'm just telling you how the law works.
Right.
They're going to go by the law. They're not going to go by how you feel or anybody else feel.
But the law needs to work for the police too.
They're not going to be sympathetic for that dude getting killed, his son getting murdered. They're going to look at that. You killed one of our own, a man that was doing a routine traffic stop. We got to come for you now.
Okay.
Because you should have gotten that cop. If he would have killed the cop that killed his son, it could be an even draw.
It'd be the same thing, though.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Because they're in the brotherhood.
They're in the brotherhood.
Right.
Okay, that's right. But you got more leverage. You killing an innocent cop that had nothing to do with that.
They ain't gonna look at it that way, man.
No, the law is.
The law not gonna look at it. They
gonna see.
They gonna look at it. You still killed one of ours, so we gonna get you. That's how they gonna look at it.
But you don't have any leverage. You killed the innocent cop. You ain't got to listen to it, and a whole bunch of other viewers ain't got to listen to it.
Right.
But I can assure you, they're going to make an example out of him. I wouldn't be surprised if they give him the death penalty or he don't get out. I wouldn't be surprised either or. If they lock him in a mental institution for the rest of his life, if you want to plead sanity, but I doubt if he see a light in the day. I would be surprised.
I feel like his spirit is protected, man. Like we can say anything about the physical, but things happen for a reason.
100%.
So it's gonna come a time.
But you gotta understand the law.
Hold on. What I'm saying is, it's gonna come a time when people say, "Okay, enough is enough." You know, now it's a different if somebody, if you know your child out there just acting wild and doing crazy stuff and they up on the police and you already know your child, then it's like, okay, I understand that. I knew my child was out there just being crazy, doing crazy stuff. I get it.
Well, we don't have any information on the child.
Right.
So all I know was that he was riding in a stolen vehicle. That's what the report says. He was riding in a stolen vehicle, stolen car. Right. So that's a strike right there against him.
What's one of them car places be selling stolen cars? The VinTags be knocked out. I don't want to say the name, but it's been on the news.
It was trouble from the start when the son was riding the car. And believe me, I'm sympathetic because you shouldn't have to lose a child, but you lost an innocent cop. You don't know what type of cop that was. He retired. He did his time. Like you said, you have respect for the police officers. We need them. That cop could have been a good cop. We don't know that.
Yeah,
but you going around, you can't go around and kill a cop out the blue just because for revenge to fulfill your revenge on that.
But all right, what about the situation with it in Memphis?
The Tyree Nichols, again, they need to file a civil suit. And I think this family has, because it's been a while. 3 of the men were acquitted 3 of the men were acquitted. 2 of them pleaded guilty. All of them should be held accountable for beating. They was all involved in all of them should have got accountable for.
Right.
Only 3 of them did. Right. 3 of them didn't. I'm sorry. So at this point, you gotta beat them with this. You cannot beat them with this. You're gonna always, if you use this, you're gonna always lose.
But guess
you're
gonna
what? Always lose, dog.
Guess what? But if all right, so them 3 got away, right?
Correct.
So just imagine you had another father to run them 3 over. You know what I'm saying?
But that wasn't the actual people that did that though. If they was involved in it, yeah, I could be on Tyree Nichols' family side. Right. If somebody killed all 5 of those cops that did that to that young man, to somebody's son, somebody's child, or a relative, yeah, I can agree with that because those cops need to be held accountable. Right. But you got to understand how the corporation, the law works, and U.S. work. It's a business. It's a law. Right. They're made to protect themselves. Right. Why you don't see a lot of lawsuits don't come against them? The U.S., the laws of the U.S. across America have done so much dirt to us, a lot of dirt. A lot of them they've won in case again because they protect their own. They protect. It's a system. They protect. They protect each other.
But what make it bad though, man? Because some of those cops being some of your people family. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what make it bad. You know what I'm saying? Like it's man, this a tough situation.
It is.
Man.
It's a very, very tough situation.
It's a tough situation.
But like, as a black man, this system is not built for it. It's against us. Why you think minorities of us are being locked up? Why you think we get punished harder than compared to a white person? Because the system is against us. Yeah. A lot of that comes from lack of education, some education within ourselves too. We do not, and that's a police officer told me this. He said the majority of black people are locked up because they're not educated on the law, and the cops take advantage of that. That's why a lot of Mexicans, black people are locked up.
Yeah. But a lot of the people now are educated on a lot of the stuff.
I mean, it's gotten better. It's gotten better. But I'm just saying, as a unit whole, we're not really educated on knowing our rights and knowing our law. You cannot beat the system with this. You have to use this. You have to. Well, you're gonna lose every time. And that's why I feel in the dad situation, he lost his son. He's gone. Your son not coming back.
Yeah.
Your son is not coming back.
But when you lose your spirit too, man, the father spiritually gone, man.
Oh, yeah,
when you look in his eyes.
But his emotion is gone.
Yeah.
His emotion. You cannot think with emotion. You cannot think with emotion, dude.
But sometime that chicken gonna come home and roost, man.
Like I said, we'll keep y'all updated on this story, man. But it's a sad situation. It's
right, prayers go out to the family.
Prayers to the family, you know, and it's just like you said, it's a tough situation to talk about. It's very sensitive. So we'll keep y'all posted on that, man. What's up with that cruise, man?
Hey, man,
we acting up.
Oh man, man, Carnival Cruise in the headlines again, baby.
See, like the Carnival's like undefeated this year, right?
Yeah, man. Imagine spending thousands of dollars to go on a cruise just to chill, man, and you end up getting kicked off the cruise. You know what I'm saying? Got on the do not enter list. You know what I'm saying?
24 people got banned.
Yeah, man.
How did the fight start? What?
Started with somebody getting a left hook in the jaw, man.
So let's dissect this real quick. So was they all related, or was just like a big brawl? What?
It was like a big brawl, man. It was like different families, man. Like it's like one person sworn, got that left hook, and that was all she wrote, man.
So the left hook just kind of just like a domino effect.
Yeah. And they said even Customs tried to step in, but they went. they ain't have enough people, man.
I want to call the paddy wagon at this point.
Man.
Let's call the paddy wagon.
And what was crazy, man, like I knew Customs wasn't gonna win that because I saw some big girls on there.
So it was men and women fighting.
Man, there was some big girls on there throwing punches and swinging, man. Like, yeah, you ain't gonna. And so little Customs be sometimes a little foreigners. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, big girl like, man, you better move.
So
move.
They were speaking their
but the Carnival Cruise is known for these type of fights, man.
Well, yeah, they got a history. Like I've never been on a cruise, and it's like when I want to go, it's too expensive. Right. But I do want to go, but I will have to research what cruise.
Yeah, you better put your vest on.
So Carnival is definitely out the list, man. Definitely out the list.
I don't know, man. If you want to have a good time, you go. But they've had some brawl. I remember they had that pizza brawl back in it was like February 2023.
2 years ago.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, somebody cut in line or something.
And they fought. Yeah. They fought over pizza.
Yeah, man. Throwing punches in trays. You know, hey man, I guess they got some good cheese pizza on there, man. and then they had the bar brawl, man.
And this is all. So this is like that was 2022.
Yeah.
Then you said the pizza brawl was 20. So this
2023.
Was like, so this was kind of like 2024. They took a break.
Yeah. They man, like it was. I think all this it happened like I think it happened like in a club, like at a bar. It was at a bar. It's like a threesome. It was over a threesome, something like that, like a man. Yeah. So they got to fight, man.
Over some pussy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Make you do some strange things on
That sound like us. That sound like us.
And you know it probably was a big cause that when them big girls be on that go big girl. What you gonna do when they get on the cruise? Boy, them big girls, they come on with them thumbs on. They have everything on. They be they I'm coming out.
Hey, y'all BBWs, take us a love of the BBWs, y'all.
Hey, man, I love them big girls, man.
He said love of the orange and shaped cookie. See y'all DM.
And when they said that fist flew, and you know that big heavy yeah, man.
And then they had some in 2018. Then two of them in 2018. It's like
the bloodbath, man. At the sea. You know what I'm saying?
And this is all Carnival, right?
Yeah, all Carnival, man.
Wow. So let me ask you this: Carnival is mostly we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so no.
But it's a mix, though. It's a mix now. Don't get me wrong.
But now, you said if something gonna go down, it's gonna be Carnival, though.
It be because it be some black niggas and white niggas on there, because it's a mix on that Carnival Cruise, man. The white folks on the Carnival Cruise different. Yeah, like
y'all be researching a cruise. I ain't never been on one, so I had to find them. But Carnival is something I definitely stand away from, because they stand in the news too much, dog.
But they say, man, that Royal Caribbean is the upper echelon. You know what I'm saying?
The Royal Caribbean?
Yeah, that's what they say.
I thought it was
for black folks.
I thought it was Norwegian.
Oh no, that's another level, man. You know what I'm saying?
So they drink wine for breakfast. Okay.
Yeah, Grey Poupon.
They listen to Frank Sinatra and Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you got to go to that Royal Caribbean though, man. Royal Caribbean got a lot of good stuff. But I'm saying people,
it's like upscale.
It's like upscale. But
people,
I
go to Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, but people don't stop going to the Carnival Cruises. People, it's still a love. Like especially for comedians, they got some of the funniest stand-up comedians on the Carnival Cruises. And continue to support them. But things happen, people. You know what I'm saying? They're like, it can happen at the church. You know, not to go outside. But I mean, one time I went to this church. I didn't know no better. You know, the church, they be having them fathers that wear the dress. I forgot what you call it. And they be having that water out front. And I didn't know what it was. I was thirsty. You know what I'm saying? I went up there drinking out the thing, and they kicked me out the thing. I ain't know no better, man.
So they told you to leave the congregation.
The man with the dress did. He like, yeah.
I'm going over that girl.
Yeah.
Go on.
I ain't need to be in there anyway. I heard them in there saying to my, if I had a hammer, I could have it in the morning. I was like, what was that anyway, man? But yeah, man.
Wow. Well, speaking of that,
Yes,
you said in the segment that 100 men could be the gorilla. You said maybe the special people could do it. So
yeah, man. Like, man, I say I would hate to be like 1 through 50. Now, 1 through 50, a gorilla, just regular man, like a gorilla, probably he might be heads and elbows and arms going everywhere, and but by the time he get to 51. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have to get that that CPAP machine. You know what I'm saying? And he might take out 29 more.
Oh man, you got to figure out which 20 gonna go first.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is that's what about 79. Put me at 80, cause that give me time to pee on myself. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying, man, I think being realistic, I think 100 gay dudes can be the gorilla.
Well, 100 straight men could be a gorilla.
Nah, man, gay dude different. You ever been hit with a roundhouse palm, man?
I ain't never fought a gay dude.
Unless
he was just undercover or something, but just
dude,
like
I seen this gay dude take his palm and stick it in a door hole, and man, and he ripped that whole door off, man. I'm telling you, man, like I'm telling you, gay dudes, they got extraterrestrial strength.
That's still men.
Yeah,
that's still men.
But it's different though, cause
they got a different type of strength.
Man, they can hunch a gorilla to death, man. I'm telling you, man. I remember growing up, man, we had this gay dude, Bernard. And man, we was outside playing, man, and I stayed in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And, Summer Hill at that, But we had this gay dude, Bernard, and we was outside playing. And then somebody from another hood came over and they started shooting. So Bernard took out running, and we ain't know no better, so we took out running behind Bernard, and they was shooting, and he was just knocking the bullet down. He was like, ping, 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 ping. And then he got to the gunman, and we looking at it, and Bernard said, bitch, ping. And the bullet started flying, and the man went back like that. And all I'm saying, man, if it had not been for Bernard Palm on our side, where would we be? Thank you, Bernard. And that let me know that one gay man can beat a gorilla.
You talking about some media man type shit.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, man, them gay dude is on another level with that strim, man.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
but
man.
I don't know. I ain't never fought a gay dude openly like this, so I don't know. But, in New York, there was a situation where a dude made a passenger give him a sloppy toppy. So I don't know, dog. I don't know if it's in the Kool-Aid or water, but I don't know. But
that's a New York thing,
he charged him with sexual assault, rape, and sodomy. So
how did that work? Like you don't just fight back? Like
I don't know. Like, I think he willingly gave it to him. That's what I think personally. But
yeah, he said
on the train though for everybody.
Yeah, they might have left the bodega or something.
I don't know. Dog. That's too much. That's too rich for my blood, man. It's too much. Too much.
Yeah.
Man. What's going on, man? With the Trump thing, right?
Yeah,
I'm looking like you see my big lips kind of tired. We trying to get Trump name, yeah, Trump is he pushing
Trump
them
ain't
tears,
playing, man.
Yeah, he pushing them tears. He defaulted the student loans.
Yeah,
getting rid of Section 8. The default student loan. So what that is, I know some people kind of like, what's that mean with the student loan? So this is how student loans work. It's like it's a government loan. It comes from the federal government, so you have to pay it back. It's like signing over a car. Let's say they give you $60,000 and you get $60,000 and you go to the school. You pay for your classes, you pay for your tuition, and so forth. The fine print, they're going to charge you APR, which is the interest rate. And usually after the 4 years you're in school or however long you commit to that school, you have to pay that back within, I think it's either 3 months or 6 months of when you graduate. But I just know that people have been defaulting loans forever. And Trump like, we need our money back. And they're going to get their money back. That's the government's money.
And the only thing I hate about that, like, you can't even file bankruptcy, man.
No, and you cannot. People think, it's going to go to my credit. Such and such going to buy it. No, this is the government money. They will come after your bank account. They will come after your W-2s and IRS. So they will freeze your bank account. They will garnish your wages. They will get their money. So,
but all I say is, people, this is the time to switch up. You know what I'm saying? If you're a male, just say you're a ma'am. You know what I'm saying? Like since they, you know what I'm saying, this time to go on to switch up, man. But yeah, that's they gotta change that though. School should be free. Cause you go to certain countries, man, like school is free in certain countries.
I said this from the start of the podcast. America's a business, dog.
Right.
It's a business. So they got to get they coins the best way they can, dog. It's a business, dog. Right. It's a business. So but you got to be careful and read that fine print when you sign those student loans because they're going to get their money. And that, like you said, you mentioned this before, Tank got a certification.
Right.
I'm on the way to get that. I'm on the way to get a degree and certification.
Right.
You have to, certification is another alternative way to make more money. It better than the entry level. You get certification, you're going to be above an entry level. And with the stuff that's going on, they cutting out Section 8. Yeah. Cutting out food stamps. It's about to get high out here. It's about to get real out here to the point where 2 or 3 entry-level jobs ain't going to save you, dog. Nah, it's not.
Get you a skill, people.
Please get you a skill.
If everything shut down like it did in COVID, a skill was always be available. Like it's never stopping. Get you a skill.
I don't care if you drive trucks, you fix a pipe, whatever. Yeah. There's outlets. Goodwill does offer training. So Google Goodwill or ChatGPT is a great source if you don't know where to start at. You know, you have questions. Go to there. I know the City of Refuge. Y'all can Google these things. Y'all always be on y'all damn phone. So put it to use. So those two people, I'm dropping jewels for you. I'm trying to help you out. Y'all can Google City of Refuge, Atlanta. Y'all can do Goodwill. They do training classes. And these are the people that's on the entry level. You got an entry level job. You tired of it. We need mechanics. We need people. Cars are always gonna go out. Pipes gonna bust. Right. People gonna need that heating and air, HVAC.
Yeah, HVAC.
And it's a lot of y'all. It's about to get real out here, dog. I don't know how much we can stress that. Me and Tank say, get you a trade.
Get you a trade.
So
you can, even with IT. You know what I'm saying? Get you a trade. You can do desktop support computers. You can do engineer work, cloud work.
And they started at 30 plus an hour. Yeah. And that's just with this stuff going on. You don't need about 30 plus an hour with this stuff going on.
And one thing I can tell you, people, I mean, if you go to school now, you may have to go to school for a skill for a doctor and stuff like that. But it's people that's very educated and intelligent. I had an uncle that retired from Lockheed Martin, and he never touched a day in school. You see what I'm saying? Back in the day, so school don't mean you mentally smart. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just tell people to get you a trade and don't be fooled. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
she said, man. Said, I'm out of words. Okay. You know, it's a viral video going on. Asian owner by the name of Kenny Shaw in my hometown, actually, outside Evanston, Illinois. I'm from Chicago, but it's in Evanston. And he was attacking the black man because the black man didn't tip at the restaurant. Viral went on. He was harassing the black man. Black man saying he got the tip, blah, 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 so forth. The tipping culture has really changed. I know we kind of hit this before, but it's more like, is it just really that serious? Is it just to a point? To be honest, black people are the worst tippers, but they also the best. Because it's like a love-hate thing. And black people tip according to what mood they in.
I disagree with that, man.
Okay.
I disagree because I want no black. I tip. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of black people that tip.
No, but at the same time, a lot of black people don't tip.
A lot of white people don't, Asians and all others.
I worked in that field, and majority of black folks do not tip, and it's just sad to say. And it's just
now the only now he ran out. Now the only people, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if it was like monks or something? You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine he would have ran out on a monk?
You'll be a monk right along with him.
The Silent Temple,
right?
Kicking right up, kick all the change out of him, won't it?
So, I mean, and I think a lot of stuff don't need to be recorded. You should have recorded that and the brother was highly he was ignorant to be, and I'm just saying that he was ignorant for not tipping. You know, people need their money, but you got to also learn that in that profession you're going to deal with that all day long. So you might want to change profession. You can't rely on tips in this type of industry right now, because people are going to tip whatever they want to tip, and they have the right. And sometimes they do force. Yeah,
some place like here, they already got the gratuity on the ticket.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You be like, hold up, man, I just spent $9 for a salmon. I'm paying you 18% gratuity. You know, So you got to look at that too. And sometimes people just don't have it. You know,
but you should eat out then.
Well, some people don't have. They ain't got no choice but to go to the restaurant.
No, they don't. Why? They cook at home. The grocery store is much safer than the restaurants. Trust me.
No. Say for instance, if I give a homeless person some money, because everybody homeless don't dress dirty and all that.
I got you.
And all they can do is go into that restaurant and say, "Hey, I want to buy this meal, but this is all I got," and people still be wanting to tip.
But okay, so if there's an understanding, I could respect it, and I'm pretty sure the server will respect it, because it's like if I'm waiting on you and you say, "Look, Cole, I don't have it. Like I'm struggling. You know, we behind."
Right.
I can respect you for that. Right. But there's no conversation. It's just I get up and walk off and I leave. There's no type of respect. It's called restaurant etiquette. You're supposed to tip if somebody bringing you a service. If you get your haircut, you don't get haircut. So that's what part of you.
Yeah,
you don't get.
Hey.
But when you get a lineup, when I get a lineup, I tip about 10 to 15% off that haircut.
So I use the 5-blade Gillette people. Gillette, you need to give us a sponsorship, Gillette, because that's all I use is the 5-blade Gillette.
You ain't got a lick of hair on your face.
Hey, Gillette. Give the Tank and Co podcast a sponsorship, because that's all I use. I use Gillette. You know what I'm saying? And people try it. It's a smooth shave.
You have a mothball type shit going on. You ain't got no goddamn hair. But,
man,
no.
The miracle of Gillette.
Parking fees are. We talked about stuff increasing. Parking fees going up at the Atlanta airport, $30 a day.
Yeah, man.
I went parking in Atlanta airport. You heard about the Hellcat getting stolen up out there.
Where's the security?
You want me to pay $30? Ain't no security?
Right.
Nah.
Right. You got. Hey, if I'm paid $30, I better pay a little YN to stay there over the weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But Delta, you got to do better on that security, man. Because that's
the airport. It's not the airport.
I mean, yeah, not Delta. I apologize. The airport parking.
Delta
airport parking. I apologize on that.
So but other news, man. Ooh, we getting caught up, man. We getting caught up. UPS, them slashing them jobs, man.
Yeah,
they're making them cuts.
Is that because of the tariffs?
They cut $20,000 jobs, man. 20,000 jobs. That's a lot.
That's a lot, man.
That's a lot of jobs. Also gonna close 73 of its buildings by the end of June. Right. And Forever 21 they're done too. They're going out of business. I've never been a fan of Forever 21.
That's a young person story.
Right. Yeah. So this stuff out here getting real. Like I said, please go get you a trade. We've said that so many times. You see stuff going out of business. You see everything's going up.
Right.
So,
but that means it's time for families to come back together. Families start gelling together, putting your money together, looking out for each other. If somebody in your family lose their housing and they still got a job or whatever, y'all come together and help them out.
Yeah,
give them a room.
We got to start sticking back together
like you used to,
and be as a community as we should. That's what we need to do. Y'all fighting for all these dudes out here fighting for the cops and stuff. Right. We need to get back into the community as well. Right. Don't just attack one thing. Do it all together.
Right.
So that's my whole thing.
Because even with food, some people not eating. Give them food. Yeah. Give them growth, and don't mention it. Just get it to them. Don't be putting stuff on Instagram. Oh, look what I did. Don't do that.
I hate that.
Don't do that. If
it's
you
not genuine.
It's not. If you do anything for anybody, just do it out the kindness of your heart, and you will be blessed.
You'll be blessed.
I've been blessed. If I do something for somebody, I don't tell nobody.
Right.
Because it's nobody else's business.
I don't. It's not. I don't need no Instagram followers for no clout to say, there you go, homeless man. His teeth all yellow. He ain't bad. He fogging up the camera and stuff.
Man, I can tell you a story about that, man. I was doing a little comedy. I was working on some jokes. I was doing this little comedy show, and a homeless dude asked me for $10. I was downtown Atlanta. He asked me with $10. I was like, nah, I ain't got 10. True story. I said, I got 5. And so I gave the homeless dude the 5. He like, man, this all, man. I said, what you mean? I said, take it or leave it.
It's high.
Yeah, get what he gonna tell me.
What?
Man, I used to be an accountant, man. I see it look like I need to help you out. I was like, man, you don't get out of here, man. But man,
hey, it's getting real.
That's why I love Atlanta, though, man. Like, I love Atlanta, but man, we ain't touch on like Trump, man. Trump with the Vatican. You know, he the AI Pope. Trump don't care, man.
Trump is Trump, and that's just what it is. Trump is about like Kanye. They both fighting for the spotlight. So.
Yeah. Trump don't care. Trump like, I'm the new Pope in town.
Right. Yeah,
I'm the president. I'm the Pope. I'm everything. And don't say nothing about Trump is a gangster, man.
And a businessman.
Yeah. He's a bank wrestler one, but Trump is a gangster. He don't care about nothing, man.
All right, man. We got to give a shout out to Miss Special, Miss Liliana Taylor. She's 103 years old.
Yeah, shout out. Yes,
and she in Decatur. She's like, I'm 103. My cook is now. Let me stop. But happy birthday, Miss Liliana Taylor. 103 is a long time. God has blessed you with many years. So you enjoy your birthday. Yeah. Then, some entertainment news, man. Yeah. Uncle Shannon in trouble.
Yeah, man.
Oh man. Their rent was due. He did not pay it.
Yeah, man.
And Monique warned him. Stay away from them white.
Yeah, he said stay away from them
snowflakes.
Yeah.
Stay away from them snowflakes. Stay away from them.
And she also said stay away from them young ones, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he like, get you an old bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But there's a lot of women doing that. Like, this is a history. Even with your boy Smokey Robinson. Like, Smokey Robinson and his wife, they've been accused of sexually assaulting their housemates, 4 of them. Mm-hmm. So... Smokey, 85 years old. I don't. The wife was pimping too, I guess. I don't know. Smokey Robinson, one of the greatest songwriters.
Right.
So you got the Blue Eyed Gangster.
But is Smokey the real Smokey? Because he been living for a long time, man.
I mean, he about 85.
But he still look the same, though. Smokey still be singing the same. Man, like everybody else be getting
Smokey
old.
That guy, boy. Smokey that guy.
Dude. But Smokey be singing the same, man. Like, I seen the Island brother, he ran out of breath. You know what I'm saying? He had to sit down, and he wasn't the baddest son, but Smokey be still like, he young, dog. He be stiff, though, but he be like, you know, I'm just saying.
I would say that he didn't probably pay the rent. Not the rent y'all talking about. When that rent due, the rent is due. I say this on the rent is due, Smokey. All y'all celebrities, y'all not paying the rent is due. Yeah. And it's gonna get paid one way or another.
but I want to bring Shannon back, man. You know what, man? I really feel like in my heart, though, man. I really feel like Shannon come from a good background, man. Like, I grew up watching his brother and just hearing stuff about their mom and grandmother and stuff. But I really think Shannon come from a well-grounded background, and I really think this is a plot against him. You know, because it seems like when you get a certain status, that's when everybody want to come against you. You see what I'm saying? I really don't think Shannon did those things. I don't.
You got to watch who you involve yourself with. Mm-hmm. And that's when you're in that type of status, women going to approach you. They know what you got. Right. Women calculate this stuff before they approach you. They know he got money, he got shoes, cars, whatever you want to look at it. You got to be careful. So if you know, and I've also heard that he paid some of them women off back in the day too as well. This steams back from the times he was with CBS. So this is like a falling history behind him. So it's like you talking about, you know, you don't believe he behind it, dude. He has a series of being behind it. I think
what opened it up though, you remember in 2024 with the link of the video. And that's when everybody really
this is not helping
started
him.
coming after him.
This is not helping him though. But he tried to prove his sexuality or whatever the case with that video leak. But
he accidentally did. He told the truth.
He didn't actually.
Well, he told the truth that he accidentally did, because at first he said he didn't do it. Then he came back and said, "Well, it was accidental." You know, so
he's losing the podcast deal, $100 million. ESPN suspended him.
But he still got his podcast.
I mean, he was arrested in 1995 and 2004. This stuff is this is not helping. It's not, you know.
Yeah, but
it's not helping.
It's always a plot, like a setup, because you cannot do something and they can create stuff on you. Now I'm about to give you something real, and I probably shouldn't be saying, but I'm gonna give you something real. I remember coming up in Adamville as a teenager, and rest in peace, my boy Mike. we was walking down the street called Bolton Road, and with a basketball coming from the basketball court, and these two white cops pulled up on us and said, y'all look like the two suspects we looking for. We young,
right?
I'm 15, 16, you know, right. Whatever, old coming basketball. And they said, if you run, we gonna kill you. So you know what we did? We ran down the Fairburn townhouses. And I always thought to this day, if them white cops, something ended up happening to them white cops as time went on though, but if they would have caught us, our life would have been totally different.
Yeah, everything happened for a reason. So everything happens for a reason.
The reason why I'm saying that, sometimes they build stuff on kids that they see that got some motion or something good about to happen to them.
But this is Shannon Sharp, dude.
Right. Come from a good background in the country.
But you got a history of this stemming back from 2004, right. 90. And they keep track of that. It's like a record. We can play this 20 years, 30 years. It's a record of that. It's just don't look good for him, dog. He's gotta learn how to not involve himself with everybody. A lot of people. You gotta just really, it's okay to disconnect. It is. Yeah. And I think a lot of celebrities don't do that enough.
Right.
I think they want to be. No, you got to disconnect sometime.
Right.
Even with the podcast, even with my personal things going outside, you got to disconnect. You got to fall back.
Right.
But people just wanted the cameras and all this.
Now some people around you to set you up. You know what I'm saying?
But you got to know.
It's a game.
It's a game. But you got to be paying attention to what's really going on and who you dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, NBA news, man. Knicks up. Cavs are down. OKC down.
Man.
LA's at home. The Clippers at home.
Yeah. Well, we knew LA was going to be at home.
Golden State's at home. Steph Curry's out.
Right. Cleveland let me down, though, man. I'm a certified Hawks fan, but I thought Cleveland was going to beat Indiana, man.
Vegas got to get paid at the end of the day, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's Golden State in Boston. I wouldn't be surprised. Vegas got to get paid.
Right.
This is all a scripted setup.
Right.
At this point, I don't know who's going to be in the NBA Finals. I wouldn't be surprised who make it, because at the end of the day, Vegas has never lost and they not going to never lose. That's how they get paid.
That's right. But Atlanta Hawks, we got to be back in there. We got to be in there next year, hands down.
He forgot to take his Alzheimer's medicine, y'all. Y'all got to forgive him. He's Alzheimer's. He got to take it. Forgot to make. See how he smiled? He forgot. Like I forgot. I forgot. But sports also with the Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah,
Stephen A. Smith wants him to come back though with Shannon Sharp.
Sharp.
Yeah, he's like fighting for him.
And
to come back.
they trying not to. They fighting against Stephen A. Smith for him not to come back. Man.
Right. I don't know.
So,
man, that's it, man. Yeah. That's our wrap-up show, man. My name is Cole.
And my name is Tank.
And we gonna make moves.
And talk later.
All right, later.
Peace.